The one directly implicated in this stuff was Alish Hoyce also. But police was the one that ran these procedures. What you see is cut trees here. And it's because of the bug that destroys trees. Is what they claim, that this is what this is. And so I find this interesting because they started to cut this stuff now. I really find this interesting. I will give you the whole account about this stuff, everything. It was year 96 when I would be walking through here with Vladimir Putin, with the Russians. Vladimir Putin in charge Russians in 95, in 96, to plant bugs in this forest. To make this forest, he said, he can even make the trees disappear and so on. The forest, what do you think you have? You don't have nothing here in Slovenia. This is my guest Putin, who came from Russia. This is the kind of a guest we had here. So he gave the order in 96, obviously, to plant the forest with the bugs. I have seen them planting bugs sometimes in 1998. I've seen them literally planting bugs in 98, 96, 98. 96, 98. And they did so repeatedly for me to remember this stuff. And the area where the Russians did this stuff is here. This area here. They would walk around here and have me next to them and talk in front of me. Now you will see how you do this. If it will be, or it will be, or it will be, or it will be not. They did this in the presence of the police, of the so-called Slovenska policija, Slovenian police. Sometimes in 2014, Vladimir Zelensky helped the Russians by just using his Ukrainian people. There was a couple that would come, and they took over the Vladimir Putin's job, and they started to walk around here in the same area in front of me. When they threw me in psychiatric hospital in 2012, either in 2013 or 2014, there was a couple that came here, the Ukrainian couple, and they started to flash with the bugs, that they're gonna bugs, and they collect bugs, and they're gonna release bugs. It's very important because the lady I have spoken with the other day, she's so firmly, this is a Milan Kuchan I have spoken with indirectly when I say the lady. She's right here at the Žihovo cell on the other side of the village. She was so firmly sure during MK Ultra in late stages with farmers. They started to insist and insist and insist and insist that this issue pertains to bugs, which they barely, right in front of me, they started the schizophrenia. Sometimes in also 2014, 2015, they started to claim that there was no bugs, that they did not know about the bugs, that the bugs started to appear, I personally witnessed the farmer, and I don't know if it's the same farmer. I personally witnessed the guy. He had, right here, he was cleaning the other day, the area. I personally witnessed the guy. In person. Of course, with the police. The people are not allowed to have me on their own unless there were surveillance by the police clearly, or with the police directly next to me, which I think it was 100% of the time. Somebody was always watching. The farmer who did this cut here that you see, all these trees here, he had also trees the other day there. He was cleaning. Personally witnessed him with the police on numerous occasions, checking entire forest, meeting with the police, with the Slovenian police, and insisting that bug with the Novo Mesto police station progress in this area the most. And this goes back to 2011. He already insisted that this must be cut here, that this is the worst. Based on my memories, the farmers, the police, Slovenian police alone, when proceeded to destroy these trees, this farmer negotiated already a parcelation for his children, that he's going to build a house and stuff like this. We're talking about the Novo Mesto Police Department, the so-called investigators that participated in this shit, watched all this shit, and this is how this stuff disseminated itself. So we have Putin, 95, giving, I probably even wrong earlier than that, giving the decree 93 probably, I would say, even 93. Before I went to America in 95. Before I went to America, 93, because I remember my neighbor, Metod Jerman, they were pissed off, angry with me about, this is known as a lubadar in Slovenia, about bug taking over the fucking forest, destroying one. It was neighbor Metod Jerman who was using the issue to get farmers involved in violence, more violence against me, promising me death, etc., etc. He alone needed this stuff because of the violence he was involved against me. This goes hand in hand. This is crime. That's how the crime goes. I witnessed people walking around with boxes like this. They would have, like, from the candies, and planting this shit into the trees. People, Russians, coming back over and over again when they would come. The Valerio who met me in Belarus, the Belarusian guy also, walking through here. This was a part of the Putin team. I don't know what is this guy, Valuzhny, that keeps threatening with the nukes. This was part of the Putin team who always was coming here all the time on this stuff, on this negotiations, this kind of people. They would have me next to them as they would be going hiking in this direction, and would be checking on the progress with the trees where they planted bugs. Putin gave the order for this. It was literally those whom one gave the order that would continue to return and check the progress of tree disease, the way it progresses, these bugs, the way they continue to evolve. So this is another part of the forest I did talk to you about. Portion of the forest uphill, right on the top of the hill. They were also playing with this stuff. And this is just other portion of the forest. They were also playing with this stuff. This was sometimes 93 they started. 93 they started to plant these bugs. And this bugs did not make even a lot of progress, and that's because of the river. Because these trees are right next to the river and are strong. It appears they can handle. They are resistant. This individual insisted that throughout the forest, as they scanned, nowhere more have these bugs progressed than on his property. He insisted and insisted and insisted on having these trees cut over there. With the police gesturing me, with the Novo Mesto police gesturing me, watch out, he positioned himself in front of the police. With the police gesturing me that he is my friend, that he is my protector during MK Ultra, and that they will be looking to get him. during MK Ultra, they interacted with him in criminal who met me at Novo Mesto police station as an investigator in 2022, was one of those people whom he interacted with all along, and others, posing in front of me like my friend, like my good friend, whom, however, if the truth is going to come out and we will make you to tell the truth, that's how they want you to keep mouth shut. They present you the guy like your friend through the violence, the only one on your side, you know. And if you will tell the truth, you will fuck your friend, and for sure enough, we're going to get the truth. That's how it was. That's how police did this stuff. It's a police schizophrenia. It's a police editing. The Spielbergs from Novo Mesto police station. That's how you see them. See this shit here? And meanwhile, they even attempted to blame this on Ukraine. The Ukrainian couple appeared sometimes right after they threw me in psychiatric hospital in 2013. And they were very loud explaining how they're going to fuck the forest. What they did to me is not right and so on. And now we will plant this. And the next one who came to assistance to police, that's a river right there. That's a big-ass river. That's a Krka river. So these trees are more resistant to it, naturally, because of the ambient here. They started to create schizophrenia with a Volodymyr Zelensky, who insisted, no, please, don't tell this to police in front of me, to Novo Mesto police. No, don't tell, I appreciate, not tell. No, I appreciate, not tell. I appreciate, not tell. You know, I appreciate, not tell in front of me, Zelensky. No, I didn't want Ukrainians. No. Zelensky, I appreciate, you don't tell. So this is how the schizophrenia, police schizophrenia, is enforced through the violence. These are animals we have here in Slovenia as a police officers they serve. That's what and that's basically the job they do. That's how they do this stuff. So they were using a farmer. They were using with this farmer. Farmer was first primary protection for the police, for the Putin. He was the first one. He was the first one who came in protection of the Putin. The second one who came to protection of the Putin was Ukrainian couple. Once they threw me into psychiatric hospital, sometimes in 2013. I should say Zelensky was the second one who came to protect Putin. And then it was a schizophrenia that involved farmers from all around here. Already before this, farmers from the village, from Krka. They had forests here, whatever. They were checking the forest during MK Ultra. That was already before that stuff, whatever the hell they were doing in respect to this bug. They were making the issue out of the tree over there. It doesn't come to me right now what kind of tree that is. That you eat, that you pick up the, you know, it's got the spikes, that stuff. It just doesn't come to me. Coston, I don't know how you... They were making the issue out of that shit. If you will be picking up this stuff, make sure that you take this away from the road, so the people who go past here, they're not going to see this tree is here, because everybody's going to start to pick it up and so on. Make sure that you throw it away. This is again Metod Yerman, who was involved in all this shit. He continued to be involved, a criminal employed by the police, by the Slovenian police, a neighbor. In all this schizophrenia, he was involved in it. He basically lives right next door to me. And sometimes in 2015, they had even the old lady engaging in schizophrenia with people from around the area in front of me. That this did not appear before. We did not have this lobadar, this zhuzhelka, this bug here in this area. We did not have one. They detected in 2013, maybe 2013, but otherwise no. This is new. This is new. This is new, and so on. So that's all. This is how they operate. This is how they work. That's the type of work they do at the police. Must be really hard. Stuff they do is they work really, really hard for their money. Right down below, you're gonna find the video about Zelensky, who Zelensky is, how Zelensky came here, and etc., the whole thing. About Putin, Putin wasn't doing this shit. Putin was using this area here for hiking tremendously a lot. This came very convenient for them because of the forestry area in the area, because of a beautiful sightseeing. This is what came this helpful to Illuminatis, to British royals, to American Washington, D.C., to all these politicians, Germans, whoever was coming here. They loved this place here. It offered them a really, really healthy caviar, best fish, whatever, lifestyle, because they are very worried for their health. Police insisted me that during MK Ultra they had a cameras all over this place here, this hiking route and so on. Yes, of course, this is how I started the video about what you see here. I started the video about what you see here sometimes in 2015, 2016, 2000, I don't know, 2010. I have to find these old videos about how from my village, the same people that were involved in this stuff since my childhood, grew up into adult men, where Josip Broz Tito was coming here, through here. He was visiting this place since my earliest childhood. We're digging like a deep cut, narrow stuff. We're pulling cables through here, literally, electricity. They absolutely planted cameras in this forest. This goes way back in time. This goes to, well, I don't even know. I have to think about that issue again. But this shit goes into '90s. I have to think about that stuff. Early 1990s, late 1980s. They continued to upgrade that technology, whatever they were using. So when police were talking to me about this shit, how they have a cameras here in 2000 and so is it 2000 and we had 2013, something like that. That is a product of the lunacy, not of the schizophrenia. Milan Kuchan demonstrated me with a Robert Golop inside of our house. Cameras powered with the solar energy. Sometimes in 2000 and my God, it must have been in fucking 2008. You understand? What the fuck? Wireless shit replaced what used to be a cables. You understand? Because just because it was not available to the public, That doesn't mean it didn't exist. And I did talk to you about the product testers and stuff like this that went on through here. Because of course there's fucking cameras here. It's cameras here all over the place. You have people, American presidents coming here, Russian presidents coming here, German presidents coming here, French, Spanish, royals, presidents, Italian politicians. How the fuck you would not have? Where the hell? What the fuck? Cameras over here. Where there is a route that was established, and they claim me the same shit for the forest. There is cameras. In a certain area where Illuminati pop up, the whole entire area goes under this surveillance. Many fucking cameras all over here. All over our village and all over here as you go. They track absolutely everything. It's not new. When it's a location sensitive to them, absolutely cameras. Absolutely cameras. The farmer, I have spoke to him the other day, who has this forest, was not short of giving me instructions in respect to the bark beetle. Let me demonstrate you this bark beetle one more time. He was giving me an instruction. So first of all, this is located right here. This will be the forest right here, did you see? Right along the trail. You see the trail? This is the bike trail they created in 2024. Right along the trail. Along the bike trail. And so, as you move forward, there is a Jihovo selo. And this here is our home. This is a village Krka. So, village Krka, Jihovo selo. He was not sure of giving me all kinds of threats that's going to be against me. They suppose it was a nice guy. And worse yet, when it comes to this beetle bug, they were extremely illiterate. This farming guy. This is going to be my thumbnail right here. Did you see? On one side, you're gonna have a Vladimir Putin. You have 1993 president of the Russia. Yes. And on the other side, you have a bark beetle right there, just the way you see it. They told me if it's going to be something with a bark beetle, especially as a thumbnail or something, they're going to come and they're going to have us cut all the forest. So now you started to understand what the schizophrenia is. The schizophrenia started with this guy here first. This is a schizophrenia. And then the bugs literally was spread into the forest. After the KGB's initial attack, once the police got everything they needed, then I think they started to see them by themselves. Talking about the Novo Mesto police. I'm talking about the farmers in the area. They figure out what's good, what's best for them. What makes this neighbor, the so-called neighbor, Method Yerman, so distinctive about this crime? That's what happens when you hire a criminal into the police force. What makes this individual so distinctive from other criminals is that a major supporter of psychiatry he was. He alone was implicated in this stuff. Talking about the bugs. Bark beetles. He alone participated in foresting, investigating in foresting, witnessing this shit. That's what makes this individual so special. He lives next door. He's a police officer. He's retired. Now you understand what the schizophrenia is, how the schizophrenia happens. Yeah? Who is a schizophrenic? Who is more schizophrenic? Myself, who had nothing to do with this? and who was guilty. Yeah, that's what makes special this neighbor. This neighbor demanded from the farmers to see themselves against me in Putin. I was the one because of whom Putin did this. It was a concept he personally enforced with the other police, with the Janez Ogulin, with the previous director Janez Ogulin, with director Igor Juršić, now new director, with other garbage from Ljubljana, Borut Pahor, Robert Golob. It was a concept that I had to be guilty for absolutely everything in this world. If I liked something like this forest, for instance, and then it was just as Putin promised, it must be destroyed. So whatever started with the Putin in 1993, gained momentum through Novo Mesto police station, which continued the job of what Putin started in 1993. And on whose bandwagon farmers from the area jumped, that afterwards started to threaten me. Oh my God, if you're going to do this and you're going to talk about this shit, they're going to make us cut entire forest, which you like so very much. These are fucks. These are fucks, not people. And further to that threaten me and so on. This is what I have as a neighbor. This is what I have in the area. And Americans, the only thing they did when they come here, evidently, they were coming to clean their shoes against my shirt, obviously. Because I don't understand when it comes to European Union. I don't understand when it comes to civilization. What the fuck is going on with you guys over there in Brussels and in Strasbourg and United Nations and all this stuff? You were coming here and not collecting the proofs. The biggest problem in my case was what to do with so many proofs. And what good was it? Next time, if you get hijacked, and that's the stuff I wanted to say in the previous video, I'm going to say it in this one. Next time, if you get hijacked, make sure when you get abducted, hijacked for torture purposes and poisoning, if it's Central Intelligence involved in it, American Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, or if it's a federal bureau involved in it, which it can be without one another. There are always two, both involved in it. If it's a British royals that are involved in it, if it's Germans that are involved in it, and French and Italians and Spanish and Canadians and New Zealanders and Australians and etc., and Swedish and Norwegian and Dutch and Belgians and Andorrans and Monacos and Luxembourgs and the Liechtensteins. Forget about Switzerland, it's too big. Make sure you attach yourself on a Starlink antenna, or make sure that you have camera with you mounted on your head so that it can video record all the stuff they're going to do to you. Make sure that you have recorders with you. Make sure that you have your cameraman video recording the whole thing when they hijack you, when they abduct you like they did with me, so that I could help the United States of America, and so that I could help greater than Greater Britain and France and Germany and Italy and so on. Make sure you have your fucking cameraman with you when they hijack you for torture purposes. Because if you're not going to have one, you're obviously not going to have anything. You're going to be on your own. That's the support I got from CIA, from FBI, from BND, from British intelligence, from all these mighty people that were collecting the so-called proofs. So now I can tell it everything in my own words. It sounds better this way. Just make sure that if they hijack you and they continue to hijack you,
and you decide to somehow help them out, make sure that you have your cameraman with you, because they're going to say that it never existed. Even better, they pretend to see nothing, hear nothing, know nothing. That's actually even this, and that's a reality.